I need to do to protect me and my family?
As far as what?
Well, they said that he's going to come after me. That's why he's taking a picture of the license plate on my truck. What they said was that he was going to use my kids and extort money out of me.
This is Ronnie Wellborn. He's convinced he can outsmart police, and he almost does. A real-life murder mystery begins in September 2017 when Kayden Graham finds her mother, 46-year-old Kelli Underwood, dead inside her Texas home. She had been shot and stabbed. Police are called to the scene and launch a homicide investigation. Investigators quickly discover that Kelli had been having an on-again, off-again affair with Ronnie Wellborn, who lives with his girlfriend, Kadie Robinson. Could a love triangle gone wrong be the motive behind this twisted true crime story? To find out, detectives haul Ronnie down to the station for questioning. Investigators can't imagine the real-life horror story they're about to uncover, filled with fatal attraction, a killer affair, and one of the most complicated murder plots any of them have ever seen.
I'm going to write stuff down if you don't mind.
Okay. Kayden and her dad went to the funeral home today to start making arrangements.
Okay.
They went to Turntime Jacksonboro. Well, he said that while they was in there, that redheaded girl that's running around with Kayden,
Okay.
said that she heard that Rodney guy that was with her, said that he was outside on the phone talking to somebody.
While they were there at the funeral?
While they was here
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he said, well, it looks like my crew got away with it.
And that's
She didn't tell you that? See, they told me that they told you.
She said she told us that he was on the phone and he was acting a little sketchy, and that he took a picture of your truck.
Yeah, to get my license
Yeah,
plate.
they told us that, but they didn't say nothing about my crew got away with it or nothing like that. They didn't mention anything about that. Who? Danny told you that? Danielle told you that, or?
Told her dad that, and her dad
Okay.
told me.
Okay.
But they called me a while ago, and she was saying that.
Okay.
Do I need to call her and get her on speakerphone?
No, we'll talk to her. What's her dad's name?
Zach. You need his phone number? That's who I was talking to out there in the truck. So what do I need to do to protect me and my family?
As far as what?
Well, they said that he's going to come after me. That's why he's taking a picture of the license plate on my truck. Why else would he be taking a picture of the license plate on my truck?
Yeah, we're gonna talk to him though too. He's definitely acting a little funny, so I'm gonna get that.
Did you tell him that? Because wherever Kayden lives, back over here off 1377 with that redheaded girl, said that he had a gun out there and he was shooting it last week.
Okay.
They didn't tell you that?
Yeah, they told us he was out shooting and he has a gun, but she told me it was a .45 caliber. So that's another. We're still in the very infant stages of the investigation, so we're working through all the layers. Did she say so that night is when Rodney said that to? That's when Danielle heard Rodney.
Yeah, on the phone outside in the parking lot here.
Okay.
But yeah, that Danielle, I mean, I don't know if she heard that, why she didn't come back in here and tell somebody that.
No, she told me that he was taking pictures and stuff, and he made some comments, but nothing that nature.
But I don't understand why he'd be taking pictures of my license plate on my truck.
Right. And yeah, we're gonna have to talk to him. It's already set up to where we are gonna talk to him. We just don't. We have to try. We know where he lives. We just gotta track him down and get him in here and talk to him.
Because they said that what they said was that he was gonna use my kids and extort money out of me.
Okay. That's Danielle told you that?
Yes, Danielle told me that a while ago on the phone.
Today?
Just a while ago, yeah. And to me, I take that as a personal threat. I mean, I have an 8-year-old daughter and a 3-month-old daughter.
So he's going to use the kids.
The kids. I mean, I I know Kelli and that Rodney had a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble.
Was Rodney and Kelli?
Yeah.
Because
Rodney and Kelli.
Okay, because of Kayden's relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they dated back in, I think, March, somewhere in there. They dated Kayden and Rodney. Well, Kelly's so racist. She didn't want Kayden dating a Mexican. So, I mean, it was on.
Okay.
They will never press statement. He stole Kayden's car and drove to Houston and got arrested. Well, they impounded Kayden's car while it was down there.
Which car that?
That red one.
That one, red one?
That red one.
When was this?
I will say it was in March or April. And whenever he got out, Kayden had to go down there and get the car, and whenever he got out, he told Kayden that he was going to do a drive-by on her mom. And I didn't think anything about it because I didn't know that she was seeing him again. I didn't even know that was him in the parking lot out here Wednesday. I mean, I've seen the kid one time, but it's been 6-8 months ago. But yeah, and also
This was in March?
It was March, April, somewhere in there. But that little red car, it was impounded somewhere around Houston.
Okay.
And he took the car down there and they got pulled over and he had drugs in it.
Okay.
But I don't remember what the little town was that got pulled over. Well, Kelli, she's very relentless and she kept pursuing it and he got in trouble for it.
Okay, for stealing the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he already had some other kind of charge or something. Well, it all escalated and he used to hit on Kayden a lot. And Kelli, she tried to press charges on him and everything else. There should be some kind of record on her coming up there and trying to press charges on that Rodney. But I mean, I wouldn't even thought of his name if they wouldn't have told me that. And they told me that. Well, whenever, I guess it was this morning, because she told me that was Rodney that was up here. And
Because you'd never seen him before, man?
I seen him one time.
Okay.
And it was back at the first summer.
Okay. You just didn't think nothing of it?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought all that was over with, and it just kind of flew over and it was done.
How long did the Kayden and Ronnie do?
Probably on and off for 6-8 months.
Okay.
That's why I thought she was fixing to get married to a guy that's stationed in Germany. The next thing I know, I see this little guy with a bun, and she told me it was Rodney.
Okay.
And I said, as much as your mom hated that guy, you had him up there. And she said herself that he was outside acting weird, and he was in and out and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't saying he.
Obviously, I mean, to your first question, keeping your family safe, you gotta do what you gotta do to protect your family if he's in or at your home. If he's just outside acting a fool, call 911, we'll get somebody out, because you live in Elm County, right?
Yeah.
Well, either way, we're close enough to respond. If they need us, the county can call us. Try not to take any action to yourself accordingly, but you have the right to, know your laws as far as you have a right to defend your property, okay? You don't own firearms, do you?
I got a couple. I went a while ago and bought a 9mm Ruger.
Okay.
That way I can keep it at home.
Okay.
Either that or and I carried the Texas Ranger out there. I got a 380.
Okay.
I keep in my truck.
Okay.
Because I have a business in Farmersville. And I get there about 5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And
just something that
4 years ago we got broke into.
Okay.
And they stole all the welders and stuff out of there. So after they done that, then I got my concealed handgun license and
okay.
I started carrying guns. But I mean, like I told him, I'd throw it at him before I shot at him.
All right. Well, I mean, you have a right to protect yourself. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Obviously, try to call us first. I don't think Rodney is going to be on your radar as far as unless he's trying to actively extort money. If he does do that, call us that way.
I don't know, might be taking pictures of my license plate. That's what worried me, and she didn't tell me that. I didn't find out until I was working today,
Yeah, that's
and I
probably
left,
that.
and I come up here and I talked to Mr. Waters, and I was telling him, and he said, well, one of the detectives get back and you can talk to them.
Right. Yeah, we knew about it, and that's why he popped up on our list of people we need to talk to. We just have to go in steps.
Well, I don't understand why he would want anything from me.
I don't know.
I mean,
that's what
I don't have any.
And that's what we're going to try to find out.
I mean, I got a business in Farmersville, but
Yeah, and that's what we're going to try to find out, what his deal is with you taking pictures of your truck. But we're still working on him, and we have some more follow up to do with everybody else.
well, they said he's in some kind of game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's in a game.
That's who told you that, Kayden?
Yeah, back when they was first dating, she said that he was in a game.
You don't know what gang it is? Okay.
I wouldn't know it.
She's not giving us the full information on Roger. She's giving us bits and
She, I don't know, I mean, I talked to her a couple of times a day, and every time I talk to her, she tells a different story.
Yeah.
I mean, her stories are not lining up with.
Are you recording her stories?
No.
Okay.
Do I need to start?
You might need to start recording just to protect yourself in case there's a he said, she said type thing.
Yeah.
You can go to, there's apps or something you can get on there, but there's also, you can just go the old route and just get you a little digital recorder and put on speakerphone and just record it that way. That's just to protect you, and if she becomes any kind of witness or anything like that, we can pull it and you can get the tapes to us and we can review them and go from there. So I would, just to protect yourself.
I've known her for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and everything comes out of her mouth is a lie.
Yeah, and that's why I'd hate for her to turn around and say something about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would go to Walmart or Best Buy or something and buy you a little cheap recorder, or find an app that can record calls, because she's got one on her dang phone. She records all her conversations. She had a conversation, the last one she talked to Kelly, she had it recorded. So somehow she has an app where she can record.
Well, she's smart. She's smart on
But
the computer.
I mean, you can be dumb and just go get a digital recorder. 'Cause that's what I would do. I'd just get a digital recorder and put on speakerphone and go that route. Unless you can figure out an app that's better or easier to use. But I'm not savvy like that.
I'm not either.
I would just go the old school route and get you a little recorder. Or if you have another phone, you can record.
Well, I was just thinking about just not even calling her and talking to her anymore.
Well,
do that.
You can still do that, because then she's gonna start getting hatred toward you and start maybe spewing stuff that's not true about you, which then we'd have to get involved and try to track you down and disseminate what's false and what's not. So be civil with her, but I would definitely record any conversations that you have with anybody about this case. This is just a record for you and I. That way you can say, hey, they were talking to me about this. And it protects you and it helps us out at the same time. So we know where Rodney lives. He's not going to be hard to track down. He posts up on Facebook and all that stuff, but he is on our list. We just got done with some of the crime scene stuff and we're processing all that, but he is definitely a person of interest. So that being said, if you see him poking around, you see him following you.
Well, I live in Calliope, so I mean.
Does he know where you live though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think you have anything to worry about with him. I think he's just.
I don't know why he'd be taking a picture of my truck then.
I don't either, unless it was just for extortion purposes. But if he starts doing that, then you need to call us. That way we can go ahead and get a warrant for him on that, and we have a reason to pick him up and question him. That's why I get your recorder, because if you start getting unknown numbers calling you, record them.
Well, I had an unknown number call me. It was way late in the night.
Recently?
It was Wednesday after we left here.
Okay.
And it was an unknown number up there.
Man, it's not going to be us either. Because
it was at 12:52.
Because we're not going to call you that late. I was out at Kelly's house till 5 in the morning. We're not going to call you that late. That's what I'm saying. If you can call, you can answer the unknown numbers. Just make sure you have some kind of way to record it. Okay. Just try to stay one step ahead on them.
And see, I didn't think nothing about anything like that till today.
Well, if they're trying to say they're going to extort you for money, then you need to protect yourself.
What do you want me to call her and see if she'll say anything about it here? Or with that?
Not yet, because we have another plan in place. We're trying to work. I don't want to kick another hornet's nest while we're trying to deal with the one we got now. I don't want to jump 3 steps ahead when we're trying to work.
Well, I just want to protect.
Yeah, no, you do.
Protect my family.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I can take care of myself. But
no, absolutely do what you got to do for your family, but part of that begins with recording what people are saying when you're talking to them. It sucks, but until this case ends, that's what we got to do.
Because I can just run to Walmart and get a little
whatever you have to do.
Type of order.
Just make sure it's not a cheapy one. Make sure the quality's kind of decent, and it's easy to use. If you can't download the stuff on your computer, then it's worthless, right? So
I don't know how to do that. So
well, they're all digital.
I thought it just had a little cassette player or something.
They're all digital now. So do a little research. Basically, what it boils down to on the ones I've seen, those digital ones, they're anywhere from $50 to $100 for a good one. They come with software. You just load it on your computer. You plug it in like you would plug your iTunes account in, and it streams to a file, and you can copy it to a disk. Pretty easy.
So you know how to do it if I download it, I can bring it to you.
It'll have an SD card, a little memory card, and you can pull it out. You can say, here's the SD card, and we can get it from there. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just get it on. See how many hours it can record. If it can only record 15 minutes before it runs out of memory, then you need to find something that has a little bit bigger memory. Just look for quality of memories. That way, if you don't want to download, you just want to keep on recording, that's fine. What I would recommend if somebody calls you, before you answer it, turn it on, say, hey, September 22nd, 2017 at whatever time, and then answer it. Go. That way it kind of breaks it in pieces for you. That way if we review it and it's all on one file, then we can break it up. Okay. Just to help you out. At this point, you're a person of interest as far as you were the last person to actually physically see her alive.
No, was.
Okay. When did he see her?
I think he seen her Saturday. Because he's over
Saturday.
He's supposed to be working on the pool, he said.
Okay.
Have you talked to him yet?
He disappeared. He's gone. I don't know where he's
going. Yeah, we drive you by his house?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. He's on our list too. Was he staying there? He was living there for a little bit? Okay, were they in a relationship or?
I don't know, because she didn't tell me. And that's what I told, what's the ranger?
Oh,
I told him that about the last, I guess, 6 weeks, that me and her kind of drifted apart a little bit. And the last, she got to where she wasn't telling me nothing. Whenever she was, before then, she told me every day. And we'd talk for a couple hours of just silly stuff and work, because in her bedroom, she worked from home. So all of my business papers are in her house.
Okay.
And that's one reason I went over it quite a bit. Because in where you found her in that craft room, I have a computer in there, and she got it set up on that desk.
Okay.
And she does all her work at home. And in her bedroom, she got file papers and everything in her bedroom.
So she has a work computer there?
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't find a work computer there at all.
It should have been right in the center of that desk in that room that she was in.
So we'll look for it again.
That's my company computer. Okay. And she's got, and in her bedroom, she's got all my hard copies and papers and.
In her bedroom?
In that bedroom, yeah.
Oh, in the craft room that she was in?
In the craft room and in her bedroom. Okay. There was like boxes, like biker boxes.
Okay.
And papers and stuff in there.
Okay. Well, once we release the scene, we can see
that truck was my truck.
Yeah, you'll get your truck back. I was gonna ask you about that anyways, because the sheriff's office wants it out of their impound, and we've already processed it, there's nothing in there, so, if you want to get that, we can release that to you. You would just be liable for the tow fee to the impound lot. That's it. Because they're registered already.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so.
Why about that car?
The
I know
car,
that car's in her name.
the bank will assume the note on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kayden called me this morning, wanted to know if she had any kind of a will.
Yeah.
She don't have a will.
No, she's so young.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. I said, you don't never plan to die, so you don't make a will.
What was she asking about a will for, you know?
Because I did ask. I said, well, why are you worried about a will for? I said, you get everything in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a life insurance policy
Okay.
that through my company,
Okay.
through Aflac,
Okay.
and I mean, we've all got one. Well, I don't know, she just found out that there's a life insurance policy there.
Okay.
But I think that's why she's trying to throw Rodney in the bus, where they kind of process this and get it done faster.
Okay.
Because if she thought Rodney...
Did she ask you about the Aflac thing?
Yeah.
When did she ask you about that?
Yesterday. She called me and asked me just point blank, if her mom had a life insurance policy. And it's an Aflac policy. But the thing is, whenever she took it out, it was 4 years ago. Actually, I can tell you almost to the date, it was July.
She asked about the life insurance and the will the same day?
Yeah.
And that was when?
Well, no, I take it back. She asked about the life insurance yesterday and the will this morning.
And then will.
Mm-hmm. She said she's been talking to other people, and other people said she needs to check see for the will.
Okay. And that's why you asked. You said, why are you worried about it, Joe?
Yeah. Because I told her, I said, everything in that house is yours. I said, I don't want none of it. Her mom and dad don't want none of it. So, I mean, everything here. I said, but you'll be responsible for everything in the house. You have to get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you want to keep anything else, then I said, you have to assume the payment on it.
Yeah.
The debt, if anything's owed.
Right. Well, yeah.
But back to that life insurance policy, whenever she took that out, Kayden wasn't of age.
Okay.
So it's in my name.
Okay. The life insurance policy's in your name?
Yeah. It sure is. And it was my responsibility, if anything happened to Kelly, then make sure her 3 kids got it.
So she got it 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm. July 2014. Because we got it all the same time, because my dad just passed away.
Okay. So you just went through Aflac and the whole company got it?
Yeah. Okay. Aflac does all of our insurance stuff.
Okay. How much is the policy worth? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's somewhere around $300,000. Because she wanted enough that her 3 kids would get $100,000 apiece.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do with that.
I know you probably talked to the ranger already about it. What has Kelli and Kayden's relationship been the last couple of weeks or months? I know that Kelli got arrested at one point for assault.
Okay.
Right. But how has it been after that? I mean, I know their relationship, just from when I was on patrol, has always been up and down, up and down, up and down. The same. How's it been recent, though?
The same.
Has it been bad? Good? Okay. In the last 2 weeks, let's say from...
See, I hadn't talked to her about that in the last 2 weeks, because if Kelli would have known that she was dating that Rodney, then, I mean, that wouldn't have been good.
Okay.
I mean, she might have found out, and I don't know. I just...
So pretty much ever since ever since she started hanging out with Robert Veal.
Well, about the last, I'd say month, and this is what I told him, about the last month, she has been where she sleeps like 2 days, and she'll be up for 2 days. I mean, she'd tell me all the time she was out in the yard at 3 o'clock in the morning mowing her grass. Then, whenever she started, she wanted a backyard pool, and Robert used to work for me, and that's how they know each other.
Okay.
And me and Robert, we're pretty good friends. We talk all the time. He's got a race car, and I got a race car, and we race together, and I help him on his car. And I don't know how they got back together.
Okay.
But he ended up over there and started helping her on the pool. The next thing I know, his truck's in the yard.
Okay.
Because the reason I know that is because dropped the kids off at Government, his truck's been in the front yard.
Okay. So he's been definitely staying up there.
Yeah. But as far as the black guy, they said that was with him. I didn't show a video of that because she was the most racist person I ever seen.
Okay. So Robert used to be an employee, you said?
Yeah. Robert worked for me for a couple of years.
When did he get terminated?
He quit.
Okay.
2 years ago. He went to work driving his dad's truck.
Oh, the Beal Trucking or whatever it is over there?
Well, that's Donaldville. There's Maverick Trucking.
Oh, okay.
Like whenever you're going down 982, right before you get to Buffalo Run,
Yeah.
the apartments, his dad lives on that road back to the left. He lives almost all the way down to the end on the left-hand side.
Okay.
That's where he keeps his truck. And Robert, whenever you're going down 982, and whenever you come into Clayton Homes,
Clayton Estates, yeah.
Clayton Estate.
Okay.
Just the entrance.
Yeah, it's, I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name.
It's the first turn whenever you're going.
Okay, I know what street it is, I don't know the name of the street. Okay. But you would know where to find him if we were to say, hey, Ronnie, we need to find Robert.
I've been looking. Like it, when I leave to go to work, his truck's always gone. Because I leave my house at 5:30. His truck's always gone in the morning.
Okay.
Well, my girlfriend looks and she goes by because she drops kids off at school.
Right.
Well, the truck will be there.
Okay. So, what does he take his kids to school? He have his kids with him?
No, but whenever he worked for his dad,
He has kids, right?
Robert's 3. Yeah, he's got 2 kids. He's got, which is his little girl that he had with. Then him and the one he's with now has, I think he's 1.5, it's me 2.
Okay.
And she's got a little boy.
So what is he doing over at Kelly's house then?
He does piddly stuff because his dad didn't have no loads for him to do.
Okay.
So he was over there working in our backyard, trying to get the pool leveled. He told me he was getting paid $200 to kind of spread dirt out.
Okay.
Because I know he drove a truck Friday because they went down here to, what's that new little rock place there, Saltwater Tower?
On 92?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
It used to be an old vacant barn, and now they turned it into looked like a rock place out there. Well, they went down there and got, I don't remember if it was Friday or when it was, but he said because I know they got a load of dirt Thursday at that place. It was Wednesday or Thursday. Well, he unloaded it, and he unloaded it Friday out of the truck.
Ronnie and Kadie provide alibis for the time of the murder, and police move on. Investigators turn their attention to Ronnie's former employee Robert Veal and his friend Delvin Powell, who recently worked on Kelly's home. Ronnie admits that he was at Kelly's home earlier on the day of the murder, but insists he didn't kill her. When police examine his cell phone, though, they find he had been communicating with Kadie. Before detectives can act on this new lead, Ronnie claims he has important information to share with them about who could have killed Kelly, even though he's terrified that they could be after him and his family next.
You know anybody that want to hurt her or do anything to her?
No, I thought no, not really. She's the type that she would cuss you for all your work. Then 5 minutes later, she'd hug your neck and tell you how much she needs you.
How often do you usually go over there?
Like twice a week. Every Thursday for sure.
How often does she call you? Working for the company, just usually, how often does y'all talk?
4 or 5 times a day.
Okay. Was it unusual that she hadn't called Monday, Tuesday, or today?
It was, but I don't know what she'd done. She would stay up all night. Like she'd mow her grass, or she'd be out there tilling her yard up or something. And then she'd sleep for 2 days. And finally she'd wake up and she'd call me back. Or she'd turn her phone off. I mean, sometimes she'd go 2 or 3 days and she wouldn't call.
Despite Ronnie being one of the prime suspects, investigators hear his theories out and hope he could slip up, revealing important information about this disturbing true crime case.
Does she have any kind of drug problems?
I don't know. The way she started acting about the last 3 weeks, if you'd asked me a month ago, I would have said no, but here lately, like I say, she would stay up 2 or 3 days and she'd sleep for 2 or 3 days.
Huh. Okay. But none that you're aware of or anything?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Okay. What kind of work does Kadie do?
She don't work, she stays home.
Okay.
She's staying home alone, takes care of the kids.
Anything she's had going on the last couple of days where you've had to watch the baby or anything?
That's right. Actually, she was with me all day today. She came over to the shop because we're moving stuff around and kind of redoing all this little bit.
What about Sunday? What y'all do Sunday?
Sunday, I got a routine. I get up Sunday's daylight and I mow the grass and clean cars and clean the shop, and whenever that's done, then about 6 o'clock I have to go get from her mom, and I just stay at home.
Was Kadie there all day?
Yeah.
What about Monday?
Yes.
She's there all day? What about you?
Yeah, I was working all day. Working home. Then Tuesday we had a baseball game. Don't get a baseball game anymore. What do you think happened?
I don't know.
I just can't make somebody do that.
Yeah.
I was going over there Thursday tomorrow to knock on the door because I know something might have been wrong because she hadn't called her. I returned any of my calls. I called her and texted her, and I even had a couple of, I had a guy from work call, and then I had another guy that Jason Loftus, he called, and she didn't answer her phone either.
Okay.
But about 2 days is about the most that she went that she hadn't called me.
Yeah. You don't own a 40 caliber at all? Or 357? About 22.
Well, I got that one. I've always wanted to hear 57s.
They're nice.
I've always been scared of them. I wouldn't even have that gun if I didn't have to go over there. The only reason I got it is because about
Go over where?
to Farmersville.
Yeah.
Because about 3 years ago, right at Christmas time, we got broke into. Somebody cut one of the panels out of the back of the shop and spent about $16,000 worth of welders and stuff.
Wow.
And that's the only reason, and I don't think I could shoot anybody that did. I'd have to throw it and hit them.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Okay.
So that's one of the things that one of those talking about whenever you're going through the concealed handgun license, whenever you see somebody running away and don't let them go.
Yeah.
If they was coming to me, I'd be running the other way too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could do it.
So as far as inside that house, I'm guessing you probably go all over the place in there. Okay. DNA in the bed, probably.
I don't know, she's pretty clean on them sheets.
Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise you if we found some.
It's been, like I say,
I'm just trying to get an idea.
a month.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since y'all had sex.
Yeah.
Okay. When you had sex, is it always in the bedroom?
We had, I guess the last time we did was on the couch.
Okay.
And that's been 3 weeks now, a month.
She ever talk to you using like Twitter, Snapchat, or Facebook?
I'm smart enough to know any of that.
Okay.
I got a Facebook, but
She's
never
use it to talk to you or anything?
No. Yeah. And I don't guess I've ever had Twitter or
Does
Snapchat.
she own a gun? Does she have a gun at all? No.
No, she's scared of guns.
Okay. What's the deal with Robert?
He was over there helping her. I think she paid him like $200 to help pull level the ground for the pool.
Okay.
And that's all I know. I mean, he might be sleeping on couch or anything. But she's on my dating websites. I can bet that be away.
What's that?
So, plenty of fish.
Okay.
I mean, she dates a bunch of guys off of that.
How do you know about that?
She told me.
When was that?
She's been on it for a long time. For a year and a half. She goes
You
on
say
and
she
off
dates people on that.
Yeah.
She like goes out on dates with them, or they come over
They
and
come over.
have sex and move on about their business.
I guess they have sex. I don't know. I know about 3 or 4 of them that's come over and lived with her for a little short while.
Do you actually know them?
Mm-hmm.
She just tell you that, or did you see them, or what?
I've seen 2 of them because I gave one of them a job over there at the first of the year. His name was Jim.
Like his actual name was Jim, or Jimmy
I think Jim.
White.
Yep. Big old muscled up guy. Yeah, she was dating him, got him a job working for me. He was their outside salesperson.
Didn't work out, or what?
He was trucking on the job.
No.
In a company truck, and he had just got out of prison from GWI. He was supposed to have the breathing machine in his truck.
Yeah.
Well, he made a delivery in a company truck, and he carried one of our clients out
Fine.
and got drunk. So as soon as he got back the next day, I let him go. And that was, I'll say it was in February, 1st of March.
Okay.
I mean, as far as serious, I mean, we've never been really serious. I mean, we just,
What's Katie's phone number?
I'd have to get my phone.
Okay.
Just,
When you get back, so you can watch the kids, can she come up here and talk to me? That'd be helpful. Just be real helpful. That way I can say I talked to her, you know. Okay. How recent have you heard about this POF site that she's on?
2 weeks.
Okay, so very recently.
Yeah.
What'd she say about it? You remember?
She said she was talking to somebody from Greenville.
Okay.
She didn't tell me the names, didn't tell me anything about it. But, I mean, yeah, she got a profile on POF if you want to look her up.
Do you have one?
No. I had one where my wife first left.
How's it
Before I
work?
met Kelli.
How's it work?
You get on there and they kind of message you and you you kind of like their pictures and they like your pictures, and you kind of start talking, and I never go out with anybody. I thought I was scared. Then I got my 8-year-old daughter all the time.
Okay.
And I didn't want to bring no crazy people around her.
Right. What's your phone number, Ronnie? You have more than one phone?
I've only got that one cell phone. I got a shop phone that rings to it. You want it?
No, that's all right. You were just saying something earlier about your work phone was synced up to it. Is that the way you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, it's transferred to it. It's a landline that's transferred to my cell phone.
Okay. Okay. So the last time you were over there was Friday around lunch. Okay. But last time you actually talked to her was on Saturday around 10:30. Okay. She hadn't texted you or anything after that. So it was just the last time.
That was the last time.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind, see if ask Kadie if she'd come up here and visit with me for a few minutes. Okay. I'm not trying to keep her out on that, but it'd just be helpful. I can say I talked to her, and she might be able to help me with something.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to discuss your business in here.
Okay.
Whatever she knows is all I'm letting her know. So that's
Okay.
yeah. I appreciate you, Ronnie.
Okay. Anything I can do to help?
No, not right now. I might call you a day or two if I have something I can think of. But
Whatever you need.
I appreciate you. Appreciate
What
it.
can I tell her mom and dad?
Who's that?
His mom and dad.
I'll tell her anything right now. Because, to be honest with you, it's kind of a formality at this point because her daughter's seen her. But as far as positively identifying her, we haven't actually done that. You know what I mean? So until we can do that, I just hold off on.
Because they've been calling me.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Tell them
they
you
came
can't.
down here.
No, just tell them we didn't really give you much, and we were just wanting to visit with you and see what, how you knew her and how long y'all been friends and things like that. So, yeah, because
Anything I can do to help, whatever I need to do.
well, just right now, just see if Kadie can come down and visit with her for a few minutes. That'd be helpful. Very good. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate you, bud.
Thanks,
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
Good meeting you.
Yeah, good meeting
Too bad we
you.
didn't make this way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, absolutely. As long as you're good with it.
Police look into all of Ronnie's claims about other suspects, but they go nowhere. Investigators continue the pressure on Ronnie and his circle, until Ronnie's girlfriend Kadie cracks. She tells detectives that Ronnie got fed up with the drama between her and Kelli, so hired Robert and Delvin to commit the murder. Cell phone records then place Ronnie at Kelli's home after she was killed, but before her body was found, further connecting him to the crime. As police build their case, they uncover evidence that Kadie was also involved in the murder. In 2020, Ronnie Wellborn pleads guilty to murder and is sentenced to life in prison. Robert Veal and Delvin Powell are convicted of capital murder and also receive life sentences. Kadie Robinson pleads guilty to murder and receives a 30-year sentence.